She's a therapist, mentor, leadership performance coach. She started as a health coach, traveled to India, learned from the gurus and masters from India, and then she bridged science with spirituality. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Kornelia Müller.
Thank you so much, Dr. Farookh, for this invitation to be in your show for this interview. I'm really so excited and I feel so honored to be in your show and for this interview.
Thank you very much, Kornelia. It's so honored to have you on this particular show. And one thing which I normally start every interview, that Kornelia, you were introduced by somebody else. And that's how we bring our guests into our show. There is something special in everybody. And I know that there is something special in you as well. You are a coach, you are a therapist, and you train people, coach people in different areas, even health coaching. You do spiritual coaching. So let's go a little back into your life. Tell me something about your life before you became a health coach.
Before I became a health coach, oh my God, where should I start? Well, I grew up in a very simple family. At the countryside, and my father, for example, he told me always, I'm nothing, and I cannot be something, and I never will become something. So I really believed that to my father because I loved him very much, and I believed that I'm really, I could say, kind of stupid, you know. And so even when I was in school and had bad grades, I was thinking that's very normal for me because I'm stupid. It didn't touch me really. But there was always something in me what was calling me. And I never understood also when people are unfriendly and they argue. So it hurts me a lot inside. And people also called me, how do you say in English, cry baby. I always was crying because I was so sensitive. And even the teachers told my parents, oh, Kornelia, she will have a very, very difficult life because she cannot handle this life because she's so sensitive. And there was one day, and I had also argued with my father again. And so I went up in my room and I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, listen, you don't cry anymore. And from this day on, I was very tough. And all people was thinking, oh, Kornelia, she's very tough. She can do everything. But on another side, I stopped feeling anything. I couldn't feel anything. And so then I realized I'm very shy also on one side. So I decided also I have to leave my home, the countryside, to get more self-confidence. So for my first education, I went to a city. And I asked my parents if I can go to this city, and they said yes. So I had to learn another language because I was speaking dialect. So it was also a challenge for me to speak in another language. And I was, of a sudden, I was very good in this school. And I couldn't understand that. I was thinking, that's strange. Why you get right now so good marks? So that was the first time that I was thinking maybe there's something more in me. And then after I made my education, I went to a doctor. I went actually to a lab, and I was making there an internship. And to go to an internist to work in his lab. And that was really that breaking through in my life, because after this internship, the boss of the lab, he asked me, listen, wouldn't you like to stay here because you are so good and we are so excited about your work? We would like that you stay here. And I couldn't believe that. It was really like, I cannot understand. Somebody likes me. Somebody is excited about me. That was really, it was a game changer, how you say. So I start thinking, oh, maybe there's more, maybe there's more. And from that on, my journey starts. I always was searching for more and getting better. So I went to, after working by a doctor, he also was very excited about me. He didn't like to leave me, but I had to, I said, okay, I have to go on my way. So I went then to the next city to learn something else. And that was also very strange because it was, how do you say in English, a chemist.
Yeah.
Technical. I learned that, and it was also very strange because the students always told there, if you didn't study before chemi, you don't have chance to make this profession.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I was thinking, oh, that's strange. I have no idea about chemi, but I tried to do it. And they looked at me, what? You don't have any chance. And I was sitting there, and after the first 2-3 days, I was sitting there and was thinking, oh my God, I never will learn that. I don't understand anything what the professor is telling us in the front of us. And so I asked my neighbor, listen, can you explain me? And he was laughing and he was looking at me and he said, listen, you have to ask questions. And I said, oh, to ask questions, you have to understand a little bit, but I understand nothing. And so I was talking to my friend, to my best friend, he was a doctor, and he said, listen, make the first semester and then make the decision, because I told him, listen, I cannot do that. It's too much for me, because at that age I was already 28, and the school was so long ago, so I had to learn too much, mathematics and all this stuff. But I said, okay, I will do that. And so I took all my time and took lessons to learn everything. And after this education, I was one of the best who made this profession. It was really like amazing. And what I learned in that time was really, you can do everything what you want. And you can everything reach what you want. You only have to prove if you want that. It was really also amazing for me to have this experience. Yes, and so
that is a very strong story that you have, because there are a lot of people today, especially those teenagers, those who get this bombarded saying that you're not good, you're not worthy, you're not tall, you're short, your color, and all those things, different things, and then you start believing in it. But when it came to your case, you didn't believe what people were saying, and you started going deep into yourself. And that's how you got into school. And that's how you, without learning chemistry, you became an expert in what you were doing. Okay, take us the story to the next level, where you became a coach, and especially health related.
Yes, that came. It was 2004 when the tsunami came in Thailand.
Okay, yeah.
It was really very, I never forget that. It was Christmas, and it was really shocking for me.
Yeah.
And because I always had this longing inside to help people. That was always in me. And I was thinking, oh my God, what happened there? And I had the idea, I go down and help them. And then I asked myself, what will you do? And then I start thinking about what can I do? What really can I do? And that was the reason that I really searched in January. And in the end of January, I start my first training in health coaching.
Wow.
And I start working with clients with that. And then all of a sudden, somebody introduced me in energy. It was really, it was fantastic energy to transfer through over the head.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing what it takes so much stuff from inside out and transform it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh, that's a great energy. I have to learn it. And for that, I had to go to India. I was many years there because I came there to learn this energy, because I was thinking that's a great energy to help my clients, because that was always my first priority. But in that, it was a 3-week journey there first. It was terrible. It was really like a roller coaster, you know, up and downs, up and downs. A lot of stuff came up. A great transformation happened to me. And after that time, when I came back, many people asked me, wow, you look so different. What did you do? And I said, well, I was just 3 weeks in India. And even my parents, they told me, wow, you changed so much. And because before I was always quickly tempered, you know, where you're like, and so I was really calm, and I had a lot of compassion with the people. So, and I was so, and also of a sudden it starts, I could see the problems of the people. I could see it of a sudden. So, for example, my teacher before, where I was learning about health coaching, I put him always on, how do you call it? Pestle, like higher, you know, you look at somebody, you say, wow. And all of a sudden I could see all his problems, that he was not on the place where he was speaking from. I could see everything, what I couldn't see before. It was really amazing for me. It was really, wow, what changed in these 3 weeks in India. And so I start also taking groups to India. They asked me if I do that. So I made that for almost 10 years.
Really?
Yes.
If you have this concept, you have learned this from India, and now you have taken that to Europe, especially to Germany. How do you use this on people or organizers? So who is your audience?
Okay. My audience, it's so different from till everything is there. There are some coaches. There are also very simple people who have really deep issues where I can help. And coaches mostly come to reach their goals, for example, to also step in the next level. And some people I help with mindset. You know, it's also because we learned also in India a lot of the law of universe, so I can explain the people why is it like this in which situation you are, and I can see where they are, and so I can help them to understand to take the next level. And but also people are here who really have really deep issues, trauma and stuff like that. So I also had them. And for example, I have one client, I love to work with him. He is always once in a month he's coming. And with him, I make this constellation. There's not really an English word for that. It's in Germany, you would say family constellation, but it's not, there's not really word in English. And he came in the beginning of last year to me and he said, listen, I have a goal to reach. His goal was to reach till the end of the year, let us say 200,000 euro with his profession, what he's doing. He's a coach. So we each month we were looking what is the block, what does it block, what does where's the block, what that he doesn't reach this goal. And in the first months it was really interesting. There always came issues from the family, from the background, and then of the sudden it stopped and it was only the mindset from him. And then in October, he already reached his goal. And that was really fantastic to see. And now he's coming always when he has to make a decision. He said, listen, I don't like to sit there and think about. I come to you, look at it, and in 5 minutes, you know what I have to do. And I said, yes, we can do that. And I really love to work with him because mostly we feel the same. So I can get the energy, what he is laying down. I feel the energy and I can direct say, this is good for you. This is not good. This is bad energy or whatever. With this, I would go. So also stuff like that I do. And I really love to do that. You know, even for me, it's really a passion to help people to reach the next level in their life.
When it comes to relationship, because your relationship was not that strong and then you became a strong lady when it came to relationship and today you coach on those things. what is the biggest issue or challenge that you find in relationship? When I say relationship, that could be a relationship between a partner. I mean, it could be a husband or wife, yes, or a partner, or it could be a relationship between the co-workers in an organization. What is the biggest one challenge that you see, and what is the solution for it?
The biggest challenge, I would say, is the expectations, what we have. Mm-hmm. We go always from our values, the kind of value what we have, mm-hmm, we expect the other person should also have. Mm-hmm. And that is the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, that has also something to do with the level of consciousness. Mm-hmm. When you have a high consciousness, you can see which level of, mm-hmm, consciousness, mm-hmm, the other person in front of you, mm-hmm, have.
Okay.
And then when you open your heart, mm-hmm, and you try to understand, mm-hmm, from this view of the things, interesting point of view, because everything is only interesting point of view, nothing more. There's not right or wrong. It's, mm-hmm, just an interesting point of view. Mm-hmm. And when you open your heart and you ask yourself, for example, what is his problem, or what is his wishes, or what is his I forgot the English word now. What's really important for, mm-hmm, this person, mm-hmm, and you get ideas. Mm-hmm. You can ask questions, mm-hmm, because when the other person feels seen, mm-hmm, the other person opens his heart. It's
Absolutely.
Always the same.
Absolutely.
It's always the same. But when I try to let's say, okay, no, I want this, and let you do that, and so the other person close his heart and everything close. It's just, mm-hmm, a wall there, mm-hmm, and this you can see energy where the wall is, or when the heart is open. So when you start open the heart and say, okay, I'm open for you, mm-hmm, how can we work together? Wow. Even in work or also in relationship. And when you start open your heart and you are aligned with your higher self, mm-hmm, you feel what the other person needs. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you try to give this to the other person. And then the other person try to give you what you need.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason you always have to search inside. It's always what I say. You never will find the solution outside. Never, ever. You always find the solution inside. Maybe you have sometimes to set the border and say, stop. No. Mm-hmm. In the same time, you have looked inside. What's going on? What did you do to that this situation came to you? Mm-hmm. Or what kind of resonance do you have that people, mm-hmm, are reacting like that to you? And when you ask your higher self again, mm-hmm, you will get answers. Mm-hmm. And when you just take it, that is also a very, very important point. Mm-hmm. What people always forget, you only have to take it. For, mm-hmm, example, mm-hmm, you have fear, a lot of fear, for example. Take the fear and just acknowledge it, that you have fear. Mm-hmm. That you say, wow, I have a lot of fear. Mm-hmm. That's really straight. And just feel it, speak to the fear, for example, mm-hmm, and say to the fear, yes, I see you. I can see you. Mm-hmm. And it will happen that it will go. For example, our interview, it was something like that for me, because I always had this theme also to be seen. Mm-hmm. So when you came in contact with me and said, listen, I would like to make the interview with you. And I said first, okay, but night I had fear, pain, panic came up, everything, I can tell you.
And what about now? What about now? Do you have
nothing?
It's gone. It's gone.
Nothing. Absolutely. It's gone because, mm-hmm, I took the fear and I took the pain. I said, listen, I see you. I really see you, but, mm-hmm, you don't have, you can go play with your games, because I will do it. I will do it for us. You don't have to do nothing. So, absolutely, I respect this personality. I respect it, and that is very important. And then it loses the power. You only have to watch it. You only have to watch it, and it will lose the power. And then magical happens. Magical happened, and it's gone. You know, because before you should see me, I was really running like crazy. Oh my God, I have to run away. I really had this feeling I have to run away. And I was just watching that. I was saying, wow, it's amazing what's going on. Because I also got pictures from past life, you know. It was really like crazy what came up. It was really like, wow. And I was sitting there watching that and I was saying, wow, it's interesting what's coming up. But I didn't do anything with it. And that's the key. Don't do anything with it, just watch it, and it will lose the power.
Wow. Kornelia, it was absolutely fabulous talking to you, and especially when you spoke about coming all the way to India, learning something which was absolutely new, and taking that art form, taking that culture, taking that knowledge back to Europe and spreading that knowledge, Indian knowledge, to the people there and bringing changes in the people in Europe, especially in relationship, and it could be in corporate level. Kornelia, it was so honored to have you on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, Kornelia.